It's 1988, and the popular amusement park Crow Country closes its doors without warning. 2 years later, Mara Forrest, a young woman with an unknown past, arrives on the scene in search of the owner of the estate, who by all accounts has gone missing. She'll comb high and low to find Edward Crow, rummaging through park documents, scavenging rotten apple cores, and defending against ghastly grotesqueries. But Mara has more in store for her than just a stroll through the park. Crow Country is a survival horror game inspired by PlayStation 1 games of the genre. The low-poly graphics and meaty reminiscent score will transport you to a generation long since past. As theme park ambience plays, crows caw in the distance. And in areas with no music, each action you take cuts through the silence. Your gun fires into darkness, missing its mark. The absent sound of impact is just as harrowing as the enemies themselves. If a fire is nearby, the chime of a comforting jingle will indicate you've found safety. And if you're willing to uncover the park's secrets, you might hear the squeak of an aiding ally. Assistance much appreciated for the dangers in store. There are dangers in Crow Country, and they come in many shapes, sizes, and elements. Each enemy has a distinct design, animation, and explanation as to why they even exist. The guest you meet early on and resembles a radiated humanoid, trudging quicker in your direction if you get too close. Grinners, on the other hand, are outright lethal from the start, and will swiftly stagger your way if caught in their line of sight. Firing close up at enemies increases your weapon's power, so a high-risk encounter could be beneficial if your aim is true. The park is scattered with an assortment of hazards, so rotating the camera effectively can give you an upper hand in bypassing the dangers inside.
Oh God!
When running back through areas, it's easy to spring a trap you forgot was even there. And then it happens again. And again.
Ow! Jesus!
That being said, most of them can be disarmed with a shot from your firearm, if you choose not to evade them instead.
Oh God! Oh nice! That wasn't on purpose.
But this is a survival horror game, so resource management is important to consider. There are plenty of optional puzzles that can sustain you with offerings if you set the time aside. Shooting crates and bottles around the park can also yield worthwhile items necessary to keep Mara's inventory stocked. You never know what useful stuff you'll stumble upon after rummaging through the next trash can.
Something else besides
Yet, there is an abundance of treasure over trash within the confines of Crow Country. The puzzles are so cleverly crafted and satisfying to work out. They engage you in unique auditory and visual ways to remain especially diverse and rewarding. But the real driving force behind the game is Mara Forrest herself. She is one of the most charming protagonists I've played as in recent memory. Her interactions with the environment and with other characters paint a perfect picture of her personality. Many of her best moments can be easily missed, so it's pleasing to see the attention to detail that was put into the game's world. With no recorded voice acting, the developers used the strength of the writing to highlight each character's disposition to great effect, and this works best in favor of Mara herself. But maybe she's too great. After all, I was surprised to discover that at the end of my playthrough, I hadn't died a single time. SFB Games is currently working to update the game with a hard mode, so players looking for a more challenging experience, stay tuned.
That's perfect. That's incredible. What?
The mystery surrounding Crow Country's closure is of utmost certainty one worth solving. The inhabitants you met along the way, the exciting attractions seen, and everything else underneath.
Yes!
What's here is more than just an homage to what came before. It's a new benchmark for the survival horror genre. Crow Country was developed by SFB Games, and I'd like to thank them and Neon Hive for sending me over a copy. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments, and thank you so much for watching.